see a couple of examples of that in this one. And the Owls about to kick it away and get this season started. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Oklahoma Sooners offense will go to work first. And they were in the market for a guy to make an impact on the ground, and they found him in this transfer, guys.
This was an offense that needs explosive play, so bring this dude in at the running back position and let him go. I can't wait to see what he's able to do today.
Man, let's see if he can earn the respect of his teammates. You know, you've done this and you have experience elsewhere. Now you get to do it for your squad, for your new team, all the hype. Let's see what he's got.
All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Oklahoma. At some point, with all of the transfer portal talk and guys going in and out, you can score one for continuity with picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Touchdown, Owls! The defense gets it done with that huge interception return.
What a play by the defense, coming out early in the game on the very first drive and setting the tone. Not just forcing a 3-and-out, not just forcing a punt. How about creating a turnover and taking it to the house? Pick 6.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Going to have to come up with a play on 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. It's Turner. Breaks into the open. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. And the Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. Caught in the backfield, it's Murphy. At the 45 on his way. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
He's got it on the right. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. The Sooners pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. He wants to throw it again. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
And this is not the start this guy envisioned in this game. He's already thrown a pick 6 here in the first quarter, and now he takes a sack. You got to wonder if that pick 6 rattled him a little bit. And if he's out here now seeing ghosts, he's got to get to the sidelines. He's got to shake the cobwebs off. You got to be able to turn the page and have a short memory, because this thing is going in the wrong direction for their signal call.
Already well within field goal range. Wonder how aggressive they'll be on 3rd and long from the 22. Caught near the sticks. It's Turner. He'll be run out of bounds at the 14.
That's got to feel really good for this quarterback. It's early in the game, so these 3rd downs are big. You're trying to get your offense into a rhythm and a flow. Nice job reading the defense. A beautiful pass.
Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Sooners will hustle to the line with the run on 1st and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. Extra point here will tie the game. And he tacks on the extra point. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Florida Atlantic Owls offense has its first opportunity of the day. And guys, defenses have been trying to figure out for years how to keep this guy from getting open, and they just can't seem to solve the riddle.
No, this guy has experience. He's been in the big moments, and it's so nice to have a guy that's been in your system, in your scheme. He knows the in and outs. You can move him all over the field. You can't place a premium high enough on a guy that knows the system inside and out.
You're right, and tell you, it was a great day for this offense when he decided to come back for his senior year, too. There were a lot of people that thought he might declare for the NFL. They weren't sure if they were going to lose him to the portal or not. He decided to come back. He believes this offense can do something special, and if they're going to do that, then he's obviously going to have a big year.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He's going to run it. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. I don't know why, but it's a thing. The ACC Wheel of Destiny. You spin it, you never know how it's going to come up, and you can't afford to give away a game early in a conference like this.
And I think both of these coaching staffs, David, understand that, and they've been preaching to their team, we've got to start fast. Not just in this game. We've got to start the season fast. We've got to take advantage of this opportunity.
And I think Reese hit it right on the head, too. The Wheel of Destiny, right? It seems like it's a new team every year that's playing in the championship and appears to be a wide-open league. So a lot of turmoil, a lot of change. I think that starting 1-0 is an important step to getting to that championship game.
Finds his big tight end. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Kind of like that big, reliable security. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive numbers.
He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down. Florida Atlantic decides to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Going right to work up top. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. He makes the stop, and a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves them in second and manager.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Running into the open space. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on the first down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on third down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
And the Sooners come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. On third and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Unloads quickly. Crosses the 45. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense got it. They're on the run. He's loose down the left side. Touchdown, Owls. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. But see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Intercepted! A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. To the air on first down. Right on the money. They make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. And guys, Florida Atlantic is on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. The give to the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, I think the running back kind of went rogue on that last running play. I'm not sure he was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own. Unfortunately, ended up losing yards.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
They'll run it. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
It'll be third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a fourth down. The Sooners will call on their punt team. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And the quickest way to blow up the run game is those interior big boys. Those defensive tackles getting in the backfield really quickly and making that ball hurt.
Man, that D tackle was in the backfield in a hurry. The big man is nimble.
Nimble, fast, quick, athletic. That's just all words you describe defensive line.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Perry on third down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Florida Atlantic will have to send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Connects it quickly on the left. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Throws to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle. It's Burns. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
It's a really nice job making the play. And you think about all the success they've had with Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray in recent years. But a big reason why those guys had success was they had big-time players on the perimeter getting open and making plays, too. It wasn't just all the quarterback position. They brought in some big...
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And that is interception number 3 on the day.
I think when you're trying to throw... guy, especially when he's in zone coverage, you got to anticipate the throws. You got to get it out before your receiver turns around to look. Because if you're even half a second too late, he makes you pay with interceptions.
Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. There he goes. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46. The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. The inside handoff. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical. Get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Now on second down. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Fires to the big fella. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Florida Atlantic will send the punt unit onto the field. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Out of the gun to give to the back. And a little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Looking to throw on first down. Takes the easy one to the back. Turning it on! And that is a nifty bit of navigation to get through that traffic and get the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
To the ground with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And on that play on the RPO, they had the look they wanted, but up front, they just could not get the job done. You see linemen losing their one-on-one battles. There was nowhere for that running back to go.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Punt is in the air on fourth down. Here's the return. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
And that's a play the defense absolutely had to have. They've given up some big plays in this first half, and they're down on the scoreboard right now. Something positive needed to happen. Maybe that's the interception that changes the momentum in this game. It's now...
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Finds his back in the middle. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Wide receiver comes in motion. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Makes the catch. It's Burns. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Sooners will try to pick it up on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's on fourth down. Still going. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one from Norman so far.
And the Sooners will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be knocked down. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. They have the lead to start the third quarter, but I'd imagine ball security was a topic at halftime.
Yeah, and I think you take the lead and you try to stay optimistic with your team, but you also say, guys, if we had taken care of the football, this lead would be even bigger. We might have already knocked them out already, Palmer.
It's just about eliminating the mistakes at this point. You're right. This thing would be over if they hadn't shot them.
And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the third quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Brings it in down the left side. And they'll bring him down after the long completion. An explosive pass play for this offense. The Owls will snap it on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Sanchez.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Florida Atlantic decides to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. They've been frustrating to miss that short field goal the last time they had it, but this time around, see if they can redeem themselves. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a first down at the 22. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Rides the back on the option, the give. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Sooners now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to adjust the pattern. Wants to go up top. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. He's got it inside the 30. He was off to the races and maybe another step or two and he would have scored, but they get him at the 21-yard line. Barely time to catch our breath after that one, and they've got it 1st and 10, threatening just outside the red zone. Gives it on the option. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
Running it to the right. He's going to lose a yard on that one. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. He'll line it up from the right side, a 37-yarder coming up. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. That'll bring him to within 4.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Off the play fake. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
From the gun on 3rd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Cunningham. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. Florida Atlantic will have to send out the punt team. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Secures it at the 30. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Power football with the run. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. They'll try the run. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Completion to the right. Across the 25, he's got room. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20. The Sooners are on the move. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Floats it out in space.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
They'll run it from the gun. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Punts it out of the air. That'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal from the 10. And the Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Looking for room, it's Sanchez. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. And the Owls with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Here's the handoff. There's plenty for the 1st down, and they stop him at the 28. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Complete. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds in this offense trying to put something together. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. And we've reached the end of the 3rd, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Caught in the backfield, it's Sanchez. And that should be enough to give Florida Atlantic the 1st down.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? 2nd down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Finds his man. It's Cunningham. I think that receiver really had two choices there. Catch the ball, or he was going to wear it in his chest.
Yeah, he's going to be maybe taking an ice bath after too many of these core routes. He catches them in the body like that. This quarterback has a cannon arm. The receiver found this.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
The play-action fake. He's going to throw deep right side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And this field goal attempt might be their chance to save themselves. At this point in the game, and this crowd knows this is a huge field goal attempt. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And guys, we are deadlocked here in the final period.
I am not always the most positive guy towards kickers. We all know that. But how about that, man? First opportunity in the game, in the 4th quarter, when your team needed it. The game now tied because of his foot.
The Sooner offense returns to the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Still on his feet at the 40. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Got his man out of the backfield. Showed off just about every move in the book, except the forward move. Stopped for a short gain. Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now 2nd down. Whoops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Leaves it with the running back. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Lining up to convert 3rd down. They'll go to the ground. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. The Sooners are flying down the field. Wants to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Sooners in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Going to the ground. They knock him down, but he's got enough.
short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
And the Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. Breaks into the open. Touchdown Sooners. They move on top here in the 4th. That running back just had a caravan of blockers to take him into the end zone.
There's not very many times at home, Reese, where I'm going to say that everybody watching on their couch could have scored on that play. This is one of them.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
Yeah, and listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker, who is so important to this team.
Gets it out quickly. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. The upset's been bubbling all day. Now at a full-fledged boil, guys. See if they can finish it off.
Can the underdog hold on? That's the big question right now. They've done so many positive things in this game, David, to put themselves in position to win. But this is the critical moment where your execution has got to be at its best.
And sometimes you start thinking now, and you start letting that clock tick, and you stop kind of playing carefree. Keep doing what you've done all day long to build the lead, finish this thing out, pull off the big upset.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Oh, it's a reverse. He's in open space downfield. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
A lot of times you have these guys start, these wide receivers, they're game breakers, and you want to find ways to give them the football, whether it be screens, whether it be jet sweeps. Just find ways to give him the football because he can get 5 yards in a hurry when you need those plays, especially when you want to mix it up on the defense and keep them guessing.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And that's how you respond as a defense, man. You give up 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down, man, they bring some pressure. They are in the backfield fast, and they make the tackle for a loss and completely flip the script. Almost a guaranteed 1st down on 2nd down, and now maybe even put them in a passing situation on 3rd down.
Working their way closer and closer, a 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll try to get outside. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead late in the 4th quarter, inside of a minute. I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
Lone back's got it. He is stopped right at the 21-yard line, and now it'll be 4th down and decision time. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. They get a big win here and start the season on a positive note.
You got to love that as the players. You come out, you have so much anticipation coming into the